Members of the St. Francis Catholic Church in Owo, Ondo State have defied all fear to attend Easter Sunday service. In the same church 10 months ago, worshippers were killed in a deadly attack by gunmen. At the reopening, the Catholic Bishop of Ondo Diocese, the Most Reverend Jude Arogundade, lamented the growing level of insecurity in the country. Arogundade also appealed to the government to ensure that the attackers were brought to book to serve as a deterrent to others. During the attack on June 5, 2022, the assailants disguised themselves as worshippers, maiming both old and young worshippers. Now, to speak more on the Ondo massacre of June 5, 2022, Father Umeh Francis, the parish priest at St. Patrick Catholic Church, Ondo State, joins me now. Many thanks for joining me. Now, one can only imagine what was going through the minds of the worshippers as they walked through the church. Now, has the community healed from the scars of that massacre?
Yeah, the healing is gradual anyway. They are still going through it. The massacre is still written in the faces of the people. Of course, the mass shooting, the bombing, is something that can never leave the mind of the people. But even before, after the massacre, 2 months after the massacre, people there that have been asking us, that is the priest, the bishop, they have been eager to go back to their church for worship. The church presently is under renovation. Yesterday was the celebration of Easter. The bishop and the priest, the religious, went there to, to celebrate the mass there as part of the reopening of the church, and the rededication and the consecration of the church. Leading the Paschal candle into the church, representing Christ, and the people entering the church back with the Paschal candle representing Christ, meaning Christ, the resurrection. Of course, giving the entire people of the hope and assurance that even when things were bad, the massacre and everything, the church can still come back to light. And that was what we celebrated yesterday, celebrating Easter with the reopening of the church. It's still part of the celebration anyway. It's still part of the reopening. We still have other celebrations for us to reopen the church properly for proper worship.
Now, we've not really heard much about the arrested killers, but as a member of the community, what would you have expected from the federal government as regards bringing the perpetrators to justice?
Of course, the perpetrators, the government that have been doing, the last information we heard from them was they are working on it to make sure these perpetrators are brought to book. But till now, they're still working on it. Of course, they have been, should I say, they've done their own part as a people. And we as a community, as a church, in our own part, we have made sure CCTV camera is installed in all parishes here to make sure things everywhere is properly secured. And our people also need to be security conscious because the government they have been promising, they have been telling us, yes, these people will be brought to book. It's over 10 months now. And since then till now, we've not heard anything, no information about the people who perpetrated this act. We have not heard anything about any arrests, and it's alarming in a country like this where a civilized country where things ought to be done properly in terms of security and securing the lives of the people. And nothing is done. Just the government have been telling us we are working on it, we are working on it, we are working on it. But our Lord Jesus Christ is our chief security, and we keep hoping that He will continue securing us just the way we celebrated Easter with Him. And the church was also opened yesterday, making the people and the congregation partake in the liturgical worship. But we keep hoping that the government is still working, and one day these perpetrators or those who did this wicked acts will be brought to book.
And we also continue to pray for the repose of the souls of those who lost their lives in the unfortunate incident. Father Umeh Francis, parish priest at St. Patrick Catholic Church, Ondo State, thank you very much for speaking to us.